Okay. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me for the Hystax OptScale group demo webinar. I'm Max Bozhenko, Chief Technical Officer here at Hystax, and today I will guide you through the initial configuration of Hystax OptScale and tell you about your first steps in our product. So the agenda for today will be the following. First of all, I will speak about Hystax as a company and about our products. Then we will make a small journey back to the topics we've discussed on our previous webinar, then proceed with the live demo of the product and Q&A session. So before we start, here is agenda. So before we start, a few words about the Hystax. Hystax is a global leader in cloud migration and in cross-cloud and hybrid cloud disaster recovery. We have customers spanning 5 continents and offices in 4 countries with more than 80,000 machines migrated and 5,000 replicated for disaster recovery. And with our current product, Hystax Acura, we have strong, in-depth experience in cross-cloud disaster recovery protection and migration between public and private clouds. Working with our partners and customers, and also using clouds internally, we see how complex cloud cost management could be. Every cloud has its own billing model. Hundreds of resources in the cloud should be counted and kept under control, just to avoid the situation when you receive a bill that is 2 or 3 times bigger than you expected. That's why we decided to create a hybrid cloud management platform, which is focused on cost governance, control, and optimization. On our previous webinar, we've talked about frequent challenges of cloud governance, concentrating on cost efficiency of cloud usage, and the outcomes of that discussion were the cloud usage profile may differ from one organization to another, but for the most organizations, the top spans, if we speak in Amazon, AWS terminology, are EC2, RDS databases, Redshift, and S3. One of the most dangerous situations for your cloud bill is losing control on the consumed resources amount while not knowing exactly what is the purpose of every instance, database, or S3 bucket. Even if a simple resource tagging might help you to find unused or obsolete resources, you need to build a proper process around it and always keep it in your sight. This tagging process can be built in a pair with the cloud native cost explorer tools. They also can help you with building the process and analyzing your costs, but they are quite complex and obviously work only within the single cloud for which them are designed. The multi and hybrid cloud models make proper cost management even more complex task. Sometimes this complexity even blocking organizations from using more than one cloud at a time, because cost governance becomes pretty complex in multi and hybrid cloud models. And we found that the most natural way to map your cloud resources and get clarity on their real purpose and set budgets is to map them to your organizational structure and members of your team. So keeping that in mind, we built our cloud management platform called Hystax OptScale. And here are the list of major goals which we follow with our products. The first goal is the cloud governance and transparency. You should be able to map your cloud consumption across all clouds usage to the real structure of your organization, including departments, teams, or projects, set an owner's response for every resource in your cloud, in your clouds. You should obtain the way to see who and for what purpose spends every cent of your cloud bill and detect usage anomalies that may cause budget exceed. The next thing that we are following on, we should provide the cost cloud optimization. It's ongoing analysis of the usage effectiveness of your cloud environment, like detection of over-provisioning resources, like you set it up too big flavor for some instance and it is underutilized and you pay more money for less effectiveness. And something like detecting cost-ineffective network data flows occurred due to incorrect data locality and many other cloud cost optimizations. The single entry point for resource provisioning and management. This means a unification of provisioning experience across multiple clouds that unlocks your team to use all variety of cloud services from different vendors, being it's the hyperscalers or smaller cloud providers or even private clouds. So, of course, we build flexible alerts, custom tagging, and TTL rules to keep you permanently informed about the state of your cloud environment and be sure that that you are avoiding overspend due to lost or obsolete resources. And finally, the seamless workloads mobility and IT resilience. We provide an integrated way to move your workloads between the clouds as well as build the cross-cloud protection for them. Okay, so let's finish with descriptive parts and proceed with the demo. Okay, so now we are on the login screen. So, and as I am a fresh user, I don't have the an account in OptScale yet, so let's register there. I will call myself, I will provide the register. Okay, I will provide my email, something specific for this demo. Demo 21. I will set my name and set up the passwords. Per minute. And I'm going to register. Yeah, now I'm registered and let's proceed with signing in. Okay, so as I'm not in any organization yet, I need to create my own and perform its initial configuration. So let's do that. Let's create an organization called Demo May 21st. Yes, I have the organization created, and first of all, I'm going to connect to my cloud. So let's start with it. We are starting our beta of OptScale supporting AWS cloud. So we will connect to this specific cloud. And in order to do that, we will need to provide security credentials for programmatic access here. And of course, you don't need to give your root account but provide credentials from designated IAM user with limited permissions, enough to at least read the billing data from the clouds in order to perform cost analysis. I already have such user created, so I'm going to first of all set the name for this cloud. AWS for my HQ, my headquarters. And I'm going to set the AWS Access key ID and the secret key. Let's check the connection. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah. Also, OptScale needs to get access to the raw billing data. So it needs to get access to the billing reports generated by the clouds. If you already have it activated, you just need to enter the parameters of that billing reports that you have set it up from the cloud. So I will enter that here. And if you didn't create the billing reports, OptScale will create it actually for you, but it will mean that the OptScale designated user will need a bit more permissions to your cloud. You will be needed to add some more policies to that user. Okay, I'm creating the cloud connection. Now it's created. Yes, and the next step that I want to get on is upload the actual report data. It's optional step actually, but I want to do that because AWS Cloud provides needs some time to generate the billing report for me, and I don't want to wait. That's why I prepared the actual reports in advance. So I'm going to upload it here. Yeah, now I'm uploaded it here. So once report will be uploaded, the OptScale, oh, okay, it's uploaded yet already. So OptScale will run its analysis and it will go through the all billing records to catch up all the spends for every single resource in your cloud account. Yeah, so report is here, and so let's proceed with the organizational structure. As you see, yeah, we are going to create the business unit hierarchy of our organization. Just a moment. Yeah, here is the name of my organization. It's my root business unit, and I'm setting up the budget of the entire organization for cloud spend for something like 15K. Of course, I will be able to change it for, later if I need it, but let's start with this amount, and let's go with some departments in my organization. First of all, I'm adding engineering department here with a budget. Engineering department with a budget of 10K. It will be under the my organization. And in engineer department, I will have the development with 3K budget. And QA department, which usually costs me 6K per month. So let's set it here. Oh, I also have the marketing department, which also consumes the cloud resources to store marketing materials and run websites. So I'm adding it here also with a smaller budget. Marketing about 1K, and say, yeah, it's one of the root business units. Okay, I have set it up my basic business units hierarchy, and the last step here, I want to invite my my team team members, my teammates, to the OptScale to help me with setting up with the further configuration. So I want to invite at least maybe not all of them, but at least the persons that will help me with further invites and resources assignment and so on. So let's invite Daniel. So Daniel is a marketing manager, and she is in charge of budgeting in marketing. So let's add that. Let's tell that Daniel is a manager in marketing. And then we add Mark. We are going to invite Mark. Mark actually is head of engineering, and he will be managing engineering related resources. So I'm making him the manager in engineering. With the manager roles, Daniel and Mark will be able to set budget structure inside their departments and invite other team members and perform direct assignments of the resources to the specific owners and directly set the budget sources for the cloud resources. Finally, I also know about Laura. Let's invite her also. Laura actually is part of our QA team. She's engineer there, but she also helps marketing with their cloud environments, looking after the websites and so on. So let's add her as engineer to QA and marketing. Okay, adding Laura to QA as engineer and adding her to marketing as engineer. Okay, with the engineer role, Laura will be able to create resources under her ownership and select source budget for those resources from the budgets which she can consume. So in this case, she can consume budgets of QA and marketing. So she will be able to create or get the resources from someone and set the source budget for those resources, QA or marketing. Okay, I'm hitting the invite, and now I send the invites. Okay, we are done with initial configuration. While we're waiting for the other persons, my teammates to join me in OptScale, let's explore product a bit and take a very quick look what we've configured right now. Here you have the organizational structure, and as a manager of the entire organization, I can set up budgets and doing other things such as adding the other business units. I see some amounts of unallocated budgets. It was wise to save some budgets in order to increase some budgets of some sub-business units in future if needed, and so on. Here I can see the existing connections to the clouds, along with the information of the recent spends in this month and the forecast. These numbers are still progressing, I should say, because we just connected these clouds, and the usage reports, the billing reports are still under processing. As you see, if I have the resources charted this month, one number, and just after the refresh, we see that OptScale processes the reports and adding and getting knowledge about more and more resources which mentioned in that report. Okay, even now I can see the list of the resources in the clouds. So let's go for instances and take a look on them. Oh, more resources here. I should have something. Okay, let's try to reload. At least I have some volumes in my cloud. Yeah, some glitch from the cloud. Okay, I have three instances in my cloud. So as you can see, I don't have any budget or owner here. So I want just to take ownership over these resources and set the budgets for them while I'm waiting for other teammates. Well, when they will join me, I will reassign the resources to them to perform the more proper budgeting. So I'm just selecting this one, these two actually. So I'm going to set the ownership to assign resources to me, and I know that these resources are for engineering. So let's update, and I already have them under engineering budget with my ownership, and this one. I think that this one is for marketing, but I don't know. Actually, let's assign it to marketing right now, and so when my teammates will join me, we will perform more specific assignments. Okay, and yeah, let's go to the Cost Explorer, the most one of the most useful parts here. And as we already processed some parts of the billing report, we already have some numbers here. But as we just started with products, we can see only the basic information about the expenses. Such as in which clouds this money was spent, and see specific service on which we've spent the money in this for this cloud connection, to see the region where we spend the money. But at the moment we can't see the business units or owners of the resources. We can't see the business units and budgets from which this money were spent. To do that, so we need to follow the process for some time, and this will bring us to the state where we will see the budgets from which we spend the money. Okay, so to show you that, I'm going to relog in to other more mature organization. I have organization called futureops.com. Yeah, and going under the logging in as Sally Wong, and here the Sally and her organization followed the process for maybe a week or something like that, but they already have the most of their spends shown as spends of specific business unit. So you can see you can see that the most part of the cloud spends are for development, but you also see the QA and so on. You can proceed with specific engineering spends to see how engineering splits its spends in the cloud. We can see which clouds engineering use, and which owners which persons spend the money in engineering. Applying this mapping scheme is for your resources is quite easy. So we just go in here, go into the list of your resources, and you simply can perform the assignments for these resources. For example, here I have the four unassigned resources, and I can set the ownership, my ownership for them, or I have the resources that are already owned by me, and I can send them to someone else, or as I'm an engineer, I can send the perform the direct assignments, or send the request to take ownership over this resource. In this case, the person who receives the request will determine the source budget on its own. Okay, so that's it for the demo parts, and now it's time for your questions, actually. So, as a reminder, if you haven't already, you can go ahead and type your questions in the designated question box, so I can answer to them. So the questions. Okay, Joe asking about does the OptScale has managed service provider option to manage multiple small AWS accounts? Yes, it is possible to create to invite user to multiple organizations, and in this case, you will have the organization selector on the top of your OptScale interface. This option won't be available immediately after the beta starts, but it will be available in a very short term, in about 3 weeks or months from now. So as a as a managed service provider, you can try it by yourself for your organization, and in a short time you will be able to proceed using it for your customers as well. Okay, what do I need to get a billing report for from AWS to upload it into OptScale? You will need to set up the regular billing reports, and it will be stored in S3 bucket that you define. After that, you will be able to download it as a zip file with CSV inside it, with many thousands of those billing operations that's happened in the background of the cloud of your cloud provider. And once you take that, you will be able to upload it to OptScale, and OptScale will refine it for you, digging through it and taking every cent that you spent from that report, and show you how you spent your money. Is the beta available? If not, when will it be? It will be available next week, and we will make the we will send the emails for every participant of this webinar to join us in the beta. What cloud providers do you intend to support in the near future? In the most near future, we are going to also support Azure Cloud. Its support will be available in about 2 months from now, in July or August. But we definitely are going to release with 2 clouds available, and AWS and Azure, and then proceed with private clouds such as VMware and other hyperscaler clouds. How many users and business units can be created? Technically, it's not limited, so any complex business unit structure can be recreated, and as many teammates as you want to join you in OptScale, you can invite them easily. What cloud services do we track from billing perspective? We track all the services that are built in the by the clouds and occur in the billing report as separate services. So it's all of the services, you will see all of them in the breakdown. Is compliance and governance be part of the future versions? Yes, we will be releasing the compliance parts just after the initial release with some features from that area. We are going to add some features from this area to the initial release, but the more deeper implementation will be after the initial release, which is actually planned for the September this year. Is VMware supported in your roadmap? Definitely yes. We are going. We are building not only the multi-cloud product. We are building the hybrid cloud product. That's why we will be going for the VMware as a supported cloud. And the VMware-based private clouds will be definitely the first priority, first private cloud type that we are going to support. Okay, thank you for so many questions. Yeah. So one more question: how do I track resources created by my Jenkins job? Yeah, good, very good question. Regarding the automation around resource provisioning, many of modern organizations, of course, provision resources not manually through the cloud console, but automatically through CI/CD pipelines, through Jenkins, other automation, some templates, Terraform, or so on. And the answer how to tie all of that with the budgeting and with OptScale is quite easy. You can get the recommended tags from the OptScale, and if you apply these tags on the resource creation, it will be automatically assigned to the right resource, to the right owner, and will be properly budgeted right starting from the creation time. Is there a possibility of taking reports with margins included in for the map plan? Taking reports with margin included for the map plan. Joy, sorry, can you please explain more detailedly what is the question? But if you are if you're asking about the reports that you see in Cost Explorer, we are going to send to give you possibility to receive weekly or daily or monthly reports about the cloud consumption. So you won't be needed to log in to OptScale every time when you need the reports. You will have that reports in your inbox regularly. When do we plan to have when do we plan to have the first release? With the first release, we plan to have the first release in September this year. Is OptScale covered with any API? Of course, yes. So any of the things that you see here fully covered via REST API, as well as our current product, Hystax Acra, which is fully covered with REST API and provides a way for managed service providers and our partners to integrate it into their consoles and their automation. OptScale also fully covered with the REST API, and you will be able to call it directly. Okay. So it's understood. How the pricing with the Planet once beta test is over? But I mean, it will be charged based on overall costs, which is similar. The question is regarding the pricing model. We see the Joe asking about will we charge in a way similar to other cost optimization apps where they take % of total cloud bill? The answer is we are looking for the right pricing model. We are thinking about that. But we are very uncomfortable with the pricing model when we ask for the % of your total cloud bill, because our product should give you economy on your cloud bill, and we shrink your cloud bill, but we're taking some % of it, so it's some wrong process in our mind. So we most definitely will not be going with this model, with a percentage model. Is it SaaS or on-prem products? It's SaaS product at the start, but for the big partners, for the strategic partners, we are open for the on-premise version for local cloud providers, for governments, and so on. We're going to go to this to on-premise installations markets of OptScale a bit later, or maybe Q4 this year. So I hope I answered this question. Okay. So, is there any other questions? No? Yeah. Thank you also, Joe. So thank you for joining us. Don't hesitate to sign up for the beta program of Hystax OptScale. It launches next week, and you should see the call to action on upper top of your screen. And okay, so enjoy and stay safe. Yeah, bye-bye.